All right, so we're going to move on to the first example in your notes on number 2. Again, this is attached on Google Classroom. It says the graph shows the distance Allison hikes in X hours. Write an equation of the line and interpret the slope. How long does it take Allison to make 14 miles traveling at the same rate? And assume that 7, 24.5 is on the graph. All right, so the first question, write an equation of the line, right? So for part A, in order for me to write the equation of the line, right, I need 2 points. One of the points they already provide you on the graph, right? So the point that they provide you is 7, 24.5 in the problem. And another point, if you read on the graph, right, if you just look at it, it looks like 0, 0 is on the graph, okay? Pick 2 exact points. And we can write and figure out what the slope is. So changing y, I'm going to call this my y2. And this guy my x2. I'm going to do 24.5 minus 0 over 7 minus 0. Okay, so if you calculate that, you're going to get 3.5. And there's your slope. All right, but we all also asked to interpret what the slope means. And the way you would do that, right, is to look at the units, right? In your numerator, these units are going to be in miles. In your denominator, these units are going to be in hours, right? And so if I ask you what is the units, what are the units for 3.5, you would say 3.5 miles per hour. And that will help you explain what the slope is, okay? So you can answer part A. The slope of 3.5 means how many miles Allison travels or Allison hikes per hour. Okay, so some kind of statement using the units of miles per hour. Okay, so again, that's how you interpret and how do you explain it. All right, so to write the equation of the line, I'm going to write y is equal to mx plus b, right, because I already have my slope. And notice the y-intercept in this problem is just 0. So all I need to do is plug in my 3.5, which is my slope, and my y-intercept, and I'm done. 3.5x. Y is equal to 3.5x. All right, now the second part of the question on number 2 asks you, how long does it take Allison to make 14 miles traveling at the same rate? You already have the equation, right? Y is equal to 3.5x. And so what this question is asking is, when y is equal to 14, right, x is how long? Okay, so plug it in. 14 is equal to 3.5x. And you're going to get x is equal to 4 hours. Okay, so make sure you always write units because these numbers, they mean something in the context of a word problem. All right, so moving on to the very last problem on the first page, number 3. It looks like you have Kelly and Kim. They're both babysitters. Kelly charges a flat fee of $10 plus $6 per hour to babysit. The table shows the total hourly fee that Kim charges to babysit, who charges more, and how many hours must Kim and Kelly babysit for their total fees to be the same. All right, so let's start with Kelly. Let's write an equation for Kelly. I'm going to let y equal the fees or the amount of money, and I'm going to let x equal the hours, okay? So the $10 flat fee is just your y-intercept, okay? I'm just telling you that is the fact. And the $6 per hour, that's your slope, so 6x. Y is equal to 6x plus 10. All right? And hopefully that makes sense, right? This 10 is always going to be fixed when x is 0. You're always going to have to pay that fee no matter what. And then for each hour after that flat fee, right, this is your slope. That's what you multiply by. That's the hourly rate that she charges. Okay, so this is very, very standard in any kind of like utility bill, right? They're all linear functions. Like I'm trying to think like internet, right? You set up your internet, maybe $60, $70, $100 activation fee, and then they charge you what, $60 a month. So you write the equation as y is equal to 100 plus 60x, right? Because you're paying 60 based on the number of months that you have the internet service. Okay. All right. So that's Kelly's equation. And if I ask you, what's Kim's equation? Let's write an equation for Kim. And just look at the table right here that's provided for you. Okay. Notice it's increasing by 4 for the y values. Right? They even tell you that this column right here is your y. And it's increasing by 1 each time. So for the x, you know it's a linear function. This is called the first difference. Okay? If the first difference is the same, you know it's a linear function. Okay, so later on we're going to cover, whether it's linear, exponential, quadratic, and you kind of take a look at the differences, assuming that the x values are the same. Okay, the change in x between each successive x value is always the same. Then you can calculate the first difference. Okay, all right, so we established it's a linear function. Now let's calculate the slope. I'm going to use 2 points, 1, 22 and 2, 26. The slope is 26 minus 22 over 2 minus 1. You're going to get 4 over 1. Okay, and if I ask you what this means, right, this would be her hourly rate, $4 per hour. And now you can answer that first question, right? Part A, who charges more? Well, Kim charges $4 per hour. That's her slope. And who charges, what's Kelly's rate? She charges $6 per hour, right? That's what's given to you in the problem. So you can say, Kelly charges more at $6 an hour, while Kim charges $4 per hour. Okay. All right, now to answer part B, right? It says how many hours must Kim and Kelly babysit for their total fees to be the same? Well, we're gonna have to write the equation of the line for Kim. Okay, so I think that might be useful. So I'm gonna write the equation of the line in point slope form. So for Kim, we already have the slope. I'm going to use this guy as my x1, y1. So y minus 22 is equal to 4x minus 1. So this is point slope, right? But I want to get y by itself. So you can easily go from point slope to slope intercept. Just distribute, right? 4x minus 4 plus 22. You're going to get 4x plus 18. Okay, so this is the equation of the line for Kim. And for Kelly, right, we had it here in the beginning, which was 6x plus 10. Kelly is y is equal to 6x plus 10. And now you can set the two y's equal to figure out, how long does it take for Kim and Kelly to have their fees to be the same. Okay, so I'm going to set the two equations equal, and then I'm going to solve for x, right, because these fees have to be the same. So if you move the 4x over, you're going to get 2x. Move that 10 over, you're going to get 8. And your final answer is going to be x is equal to 4 hours. Okay, so that's how you would do problem number 3 on the first page.